got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Good morning. How y'all? It's Thursday, and you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question, a doozy. Mamma mia, hola. Come on, LIEZL. How will you know when you're of truth? How will you know when you are of truth? How will you know? How will you know? How will you know? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and doing whatever it is you're doing and you just can't sit and watch the show, but you would like to hear it as it is happening, you can. You can podcast, but you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad, no matter where you are or what you're doing. You could just be working out, walking, running, doing weights, or whatever, cooking, fighting with your husband, or fighting with your wife. You still can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. Amazing. It is Thursday. And not only is White History Month, July is White History Month. And July does feels white, but that's not the only reason it's White History Month. Happy White History Month. Eight years of celebrating it. Amazing, huh? It is Thursday, so it is White History Month, but it's also, and we take all call, but we take the Bible Thumper call first because it is Bible Thumper Thursday. Oh, Lord.
The sign outside the New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham reads, "A black vote for Trump is mental illness."
I am the daughter of two pastors.
You will emerge from that as an atheist.
President Joe Biden is only the second Catholic president.
The Pope is like, if you don't, they call him the Holy Father. Ain't nothing holy about the Pope.
God, why?
Why?
Why George, God?
Holy mackerel. I can't believe you people follow a man. Bible Thumper Thursday and White History Month.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. July is White History Month. And we have a White History moment coming up for you. I it's Bible Thumper Thursday, right? And so I wanted to make this point, and then I get to everything. Our battle is spiritual. We've talked about that over and over again. But have you noticed that all, not just some, all people, no matter your race, rich and poor, where you live, where you don't live, you can be a homeless bum on the street or whatever. Have you noticed that all angry people are insane? They're mentally ill. All angry people. Anger brings mental illness. Isn't that amazing? Think about it. Isn't it insane to be angry? Isn't it insane to be angry? You're mentally ill if you're angry. And isn't it insane to hate somebody else or want to fight with somebody else? That's mental illness. To be angry and want to fight someone else. Think about that. And have you noticed that? Have you noticed that angry people have no patience at all? Zero patience, even when they try? It's insane. It's insane to be angry. You're mentally ill. A human being want to fight with another human being. And if you don't see that's insanity, that's mental illness, then I don't know what will. Angry parents do not have patience with their own children. Think about it. An angry man or woman, male or female, is a murderer. And not only do they try to murder others, and when I say murder, I don't just mean take their life physically. They try that too. But they're always attacking others, always blaming others. Always. It's never just them. It's always somebody else. You made me feel this way. You made me do this. And you took away this. And you prevented this, right? Mental illness. And while they're trying to murder you with those words or whatever, they're burning on the inside. They're murdering themselves and don't know it. Because what you're doing to others, you're doing it to yourself. While you're trying to hurt others, inwardly you're miserable. And then you cry. And you may not cry tears, and sometimes you will. A lot of the time you cry tears, especially when no one is looking. But you're crying mentally. In your head, nothing but a ball of confusion. Angry people are mentally ill. They get mad at other people and want to fight. Even if they don't fight physically, they fight in their minds. An angry person is mentally ill to a point that in your state of mental illness, thoughts can tell you to kill yourself, to take your own life. You're not worth anything. You might as well go, nobody care. Nobody love you, and you love nobody. You don't have anything. One other quick point about mental illness. A mental ill person is an ambitious person. Ambitious people are so crazy it's not even funny. Why you got to be ambitious? For what purpose? Why can't you just simply go to work or do your project without being ambitious? Mental illness. An angry person is a mentally ill person. Mental ill people are lonely. They feel like they got to have a family or got to have somebody to love them, and they love somebody, make them feel good. Thrills. Mental illness. An angry person is a mental ill person. An angry person, mental illness, judges themselves and others. And in their minds, they think they're judging because they think they know right from wrong. So they believe they know right. That means they know wrong, and they judge based on that, and both are wrong. Because they don't know right, and they don't know wrong. It's a made-up idea. Mental illness. A mental ill person thinks they have to have many degrees, and they feel important, and they feel better than anyone else. Mental illness. I can go on and on. A spiritual battle. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, and here is like a big example of mental illness, but it's smaller example too. Trying to control somebody else, mental illness. Here's a big example in New York out of 8 News Now. The Las Vegas man who killed his neighbor for blocking part of his driveway and shot another person in an earlier, once unsolved parking-related shooting. Now you go to kill somebody because I can see the spirit of evil. You driving up to your driveway and somebody have their car just parked a little bit in your driveway. Right away you go, what up? I can't get by. And you can get by, pass. But because of your mental illness, anger. You're ready to fight them, and they didn't even know that they parked there because they were unconscious when they parked. What the? They didn't mean any harm. But it's like people who yell in traffic. Mental ill people get mad during traffic. They driving too slow, or they're driving too fast, or why are they so close up on my car? They're on their phone. So here's this guy, once unsolved parking-related shooting. This guy could serve the rest of his life in prison. Watch this from 8 News Now.
I didn't plan this. I didn't plan on doing nothing that day.
That day, for 43-year-old Robert Salone, was the day he shot and killed his neighbor. That day in October 2022, 33-year-old Christopher Allen was out on the street working on this car when Salone came home to find it blocking part of his driveway.
He had no right, because he was having a bad day and couldn't control his damn temper, to decide, today, I've had enough.
Salone shot and killed Allen and then took off. Photos show the aftermath, bullet holes, and the impact to a wall inside Allen's house across the street.
Amazing. No, he didn't plan to do that. I'm sure he was just coming home or leaving home or however it happened. And he saw the car in the driveway. And right away, the spirit of evil said, well, happy darn. I don't give a darn if he does come home, Paul. I won't accept him. And he overreacted, just like you. Your whole life is a bundle of memories and overreactions from the moment you popped out of your mama's womb. And all of your life, you've been thinking it was you. And that's all happened. When the guy said, I didn't plan anything, I didn't mean it. I believe him. That doesn't mean he doesn't go to jail. But he overreacted to a quick, lying spirit. How many times have you overreacted in your whole life? All you've ever done were to overreact because you thought that thoughts about you were you. Were talking about you, and they were not. They were never about you. But you've been identifying with them. When will you come out of the world? When will you be in the world but not of the world? In your imagination and in the physical world. The physical world is a mess. You watch the news lately? Gangs of thieves in broad daylight with the cameras on buildings and everything going in and just stealing jewelry. They don't care who see them, because no police and no bail bond. Hear more detail about the man who was shot over a parking spot a year earlier.
Tuesday's sentencing also involved a charge of attempted murder because Salone had shot another person over a different parking spot the year before. That shooting victim survived, and the case not solved until after the murder. In August 2021, police say a driver who took up 2 parking spaces at this Henderson apartment complex also became Salone's victim. Documents the 8 News Now investigators obtained after Salone's arrest revealing Henderson police classified the shooting as gang-related, and they later closed it. A year later, Allen became Salone's next victim, except this time, the shooting was deadly.
I've never heard of someone who became so enraged about a person, let alone 2 people double parking, that he would resort to gun violence.
Salone took an Alford plea, meaning he doesn't admit guilt, but agrees prosecutors have enough evidence to convince a jury to convict him.
I understand. If you never forgive me again, I understand that. I understand.
As part of the deal, he agreed to serve at least 21 years in prison. In the end, Clark County District Court Judge Carly Kearney sentenced Salone to 21 years to life.
Amazing. How many times have you even going up to a driver's spot in a parking lot and somebody kind of just on the halfway or split between the park, and right away you want to cuss them out? How many times someone parked is a little bit in your driveway and you had quick thoughts of cursing them out, and you can't wait to jump out of your car and run over to their place and want to know what the overreaction. You have no patience. You have no love because you're angry. And in anger, you're a murderer. And in anger, there's no love. There's no patience. You destroy yourself and everyone around you if they allow you to do it. Proverbs 19:11 says, think about this. This is so deep. And my producer put it in the package. He a Bible Thumper. Bible Thumper producer. But, and this verse, it just says it all. It really says it all. And it's the truth, and it's about every person that has anger. I don't care how you think you can control it, or how much you think you have or don't have. It's about you. This verse is so deep, it makes you want to have double Bible Thumper Thursdays. Proverbs 19:11. A person with good sense is patient. And it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. A person with good sense is patient. And it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. Haven't I told you to lay your weapon down? Stop fighting. Really. Stop fighting with the evil in your mind and evil side of others. A person with anger have no sense. They don't have good sense, and they don't have patience. You don't have patience. Think about your anger, how you feel, how you overreact and what you think during the day and all that. You're overreacting to your own mind all day long because you think your thoughts are about you. They ain't about you. What the? And then someone comes along and interferes with that, double trouble. If you had no anger, you would have good sense and you would be patient. And you would not take offense to what people think about you, say about you. As long as they don't physically hurt you, you'll be fine. Really, there will be no responses. And you'll stop responding to the world. If you didn't have anger, you have good sense and patience. Nobody with anger has patience. Oh, I'm patient a little bit. No, you're not. You're either patient or you're not. You either have good sense or you don't. Angry people do not have good sense. They are mentally ill. And they look like, on the outside, they look normal. They're going to work, or they're going to school, or they do that. But inwardly, they're crazy. They're insecure. They worry. They get lonely. And they cannot stand being alone. An angry person cannot stand alone. They need a crowd. And then they turn on the crowd, and the crowd turns on them. When will you overcome the world and be free? You can be free. When there's you, and there's no good in you or bad, when you don't see yourself as good or bad or right or wrong, the battle is over. Because if you see you're no good, if you see there's no good, you won't have to worry about trying to be bad. Or if you see there's bad, you won't have to worry about trying to be good. If you didn't have no yang, you won't have no yang. It's a yang and yi.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
And what does that mean?
Yin and yang?
Yeah.
It's some Chinese or Indian or something thing.
That's a bad thing?
It looks like two whales diving one over the other, and the other diving underneath it. And it means that there's a little bit of darkness in the light and a little bit of light in the darkness, or something like that.
Amazing.
It's about balance.
If you were not in the darkness, you wouldn't need the light. If you were not in the light, you wouldn't need the darkness. Why not just be? Why must you hold on to your anger and you say, oh, well, everybody angry? I can't have nobody has perfect peace. And because you don't know the one with perfect peace, you don't believe it's possible. Proverbs 19:11. A person with good sense is patient. But you ain't got no good sense because you're angry. Angry people and are mentally ill. And you hear about mental illness all the time now, but they tell you it's something else. They call mental illness Asperger. You have Asperger. They don't say you're spiritually evil and you're crazy. Drop the anger, mental illness will no longer exist. Not in you. A person with good sense is patient, and it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. You don't even think about what others think about you because you know they're evil. That's why they're thinking about you. Why would you think about what evil people think about you? Think about that. A lot of thinking here this morning. Think about, and you worry about what evil people say or think about you. And that makes sense to you, huh? If they were not evil, they wouldn't be thinking of you. They would be free because they would have understanding. And understanding is amazing. Above all, get an understanding. Get an understanding. When will you be free? When? If not now, when? Why must you suffer one more minute? If you can see that a thought about you is not about you, you can be dropping right now and be free. But no, everybody's in prison except baby Jessica's daddy. What a horrible way to live. When I look at the world, it fills me with sorrow. Children today gonna suffer tomorrow. Oh, what a shame. Such a sad way to live. Who really cares? Who is willing to fight to save a world that is destined to die? Save the children. Why don't you save the babies? It's all about the children, they say, and then they lie. Anyway, 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. I want to go to New Jersey. Over in Hellhole, New Jersey. And talk to Jerome. Jerome, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Why you call New Jersey a hellhole?
Because it's bad in New Jersey.
In terms of what?
Everything. Is that true or not? Maybe I may be getting bad news on television.
You must be thinking of New York and New Hampshire, New Mexico, and not New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey is a nice place to live?
Very much so. A lot of people come here to retire.
And what's good about it to live?
Good weather, good food. It's priced pretty good if you're away from New York City. Like, that's where I live at, right across the water. So it's a little expensive up here, but it's a very nice state.
Right on. You live in a white neighborhood?
Yes, I do.
Boy, I'll rest my case then.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Right on, Jerome. Go ahead. What you call about?
So speaking of white neighborhoods, I wanted to call in and talk about White History Month and what's the purpose of it? Because it's about to be it's the 24th today, so it's coming up to an end. And through this whole month, I haven't seen why you even do this.
Oh, have you ever heard me speak about why we celebrate White History Month?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like, it just sounds like some kind of, I don't see any substance in what you say. Not to be disrespectful, but I just don't see it.
Like, meaning what?
That, there's no, at least for, Black History Month, people, they do things there, they'll tell history about, Black people, they'll go out to museums, they'll even have a barbecue or something. They do things.
Oh, you mean y'all do? Why History Month so far you haven't seen any outdoors events?
No, it doesn't have to be that, but just something. Even what's the point of it? I'm just trying to understand because I hear you speak about it every day, and you try to force people to say to you, Happy White History Month, but then I just don't get it.
Did you say Happy White History Month to me?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't see the point of it yet. Maybe if you say something where I see the point.
Oh, okay.
I just don't.
And do you say Happy Black History to the Black folks?
Can we just talk about White History Month?
I'm just wondering if you say Happy Black History Month to the Blacks. But so the reason that we celebrate White History Month, because as you know, it was white men who founded and created the greatest country ever on this side of heaven. And as a result of that, America we're losing America now, but it became an amazing place. But because whites are hated for their goodness, they're trying to erase the white history. So we started white history to remind the generation gone and the generation the generation behind us and the generation to come how amazing America is. Hold on, Jerome. Let me take a quick break. With the way things Hold are on. going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. Brand new episode of the Fallen State tomorrow. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. It is Friday tomorrow. Not only is it Open Line Friday / Black Friday, brand new episode at 11 a.m. of the FallenState.tv. I had an amazing conversation with Garrett McClendon, and he is a former prison gang leader. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So are you on drugs or alcohol?
I'm both. Even if I want to take a drink, hit or fix, my mind starts telling me things about me that are untrue, and I start believing them. I started stealing, joyriding cars, possession of weapons, methamphetamine, chop shop.
Amazing.
The only way I knew how to function is by drinking and using. I felt like I was at home when I was inside the prison.
Really?
Yeah.
So which did you make first, a boy
Girl.
or girl?
Girl.
Real men made boys first.
Oh, man. Dang it.
Real men made boys first. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Remember when men made boys first? And when a girl finally came along, she was a little baby sister. But anyway, you can become a member of the FallenState.tv right there on the YouTube channel or locals.com. At 9 a.m. this morning, the Hake Report is coming up. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com from 9 to 11. And after that, the American Anchor Baby from 11 to 1 p.m. The American Anchor Baby. I want to go back to Jerome. And Jerome want to understand the purpose of why do we have White History Month. And Jerome saying, well, I don't see it, I guess, outdoors events. Jerome, are you saying that, I kind of understand now, my staff were reminding me that we don't have barbecues and things like that, like they do on Black History Month. Would that help if we did things like that?
Well, I just wanted to go back to a quick point that you had said before we went
I know,
to
but
break.
answer that for me. Then I'm
Yeah,
going
no,
back.
No, but I mean, if
I'm
y'all
going
want to
back.
have a barbecue, you can have a barbecue. I'm not saying that you can't. I would never
okay.
say that. But I'm
what
just saying
so when we went on break, I was mentioning the reason. One of the reasons, amongst many, is that if it wasn't for white men, there would be no America. And so the enemy of white people and America are trying to erase white history and replace it with false history. They are tearing down statues and monuments, and they are trying to accuse white people of being racist and all that kind of stuff. And they are replacing it with a false black history, people of color history. And so we are celebrating white history to remind the people who really found it and created this country so they can maintain a sense of gratitude.
But we have before.
You have before what?
No, we have the 4th of July, which is Independence Day, which reminds us of all those things.
Right
in the middle, or right at the start of white, or quote unquote, White History Month. Why do we need the month? I don't get that. We already have something for that. Created that's an actual federally recognized holiday.
So you saying that we only need one day for white history?
Yeah.
No, we need more than one day. America's a big country, and it took a long time for the white men to make it amazing. So we have white history moments and all kinds of things. Have you heard any of the white history moments we had?
Are you talking about during y'all White History Month or just in general?
Like on the show, have you heard us present white history moments? We remind those who have forgotten and introduce to those who don't know about white history. We play sound bites from men who have done amazing things to make this country amazing. Have you heard those things?
Yeah, but I feel like it's divisive.
What do you mean?
Like, we don't, you keep on saying, okay, it's the white people that built this country, and it's the white people that made it great, and that's just factually incorrect.
And how is that incorrect?
Because it wasn't just white people. This country is not where it is in 2025 right now if it wasn't for the contribution of every American.
And in what way?
In every way that they decided to make it. I mean, I can't go through every single person, but you know that, I mean, even you say that the black people during your time, you say that black people now destroy, and I generally agree with that, but you said that before that black people built. So how could they build if they didn't help build it?
Well, absolutely. Good point. In the good old days before the civil rights movement, which was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks, except for abortion, black people were independent thinking people. They didn't have black leaders, and they didn't hate the white man. And so they added to what was already there. Instead of destroying it, they added to it, but still they added to what the white man had already built. Whereas black people and so-called people of color don't do that anymore. So it's another reason why we must have White History Month, because the blacks don't even remember that at one time they were independent thinking people. They think that they've always relied on other black people or liberal people to think for them and relied on the government.
So you're saying that in White History Month, you'll also be celebrating or recognizing the black people that helped bring the country about?
No, not doing white history. It's just about white folks.
Oh, okay. Okay, my apologies. I thought that's what you were saying. But even then, like, it sounds more like this whole idea for White History Month is kind of just, oh, let me just get back at the Black History Month. Like how people say, black people started saying Black Lives Matter, and then everybody started saying all lives matter. A woman started saying feminism, and then men started saying men's rights history. It doesn't sound organic. It just sounds like you're just trying to go tit for tat with somebody, and I don't really agree with that.
And so they have Mexican history, they have gay history, they have woman history month, they have every other kind of history month except White History Month. Do you have a problem with them having Black history, Mexican history, and all other history month?
Yeah, and I don't try to fight evil with evil either. I mean, if you don't like those, then don't try to tack onto it and bring on another month that we don't need. That doesn't make the situation better. You're only doing exactly what you claim to hate.
So are you
or not
saying,
hate? I know you don't hate. I'm sorry. I know you don't hate, but dislike.
Are you saying that there should be no history month at all?
Exactly. We should erase all of them, every single one.
Including Black History Month?
Including Black history.
Right on. Well, when they do that, maybe then we can stop White History Month. But because they have every month but White History Month, we have no other choice but to have White History Month.
But you do. We all have choices, and you don't have to. Again, you can't fight evil with evil. And just because somebody else is doing evil doesn't mean that you have to do it as well.
I'm not fighting evil with evil. I'm fighting evil with good.
So White History Month is good?
Absolutely.
So you think that Black History Month and Gay History Month and Japanese History Month, you think that's good as well if you think that White History Month is good?
I'm sorry?
I said if you think that Black or White History Month is good, you must think that all of those other history months are good as well.
Well, I don't think of them at all. And so
why
we are
but you just brought them
overcoming.
up in a conversation. You just
We are
asked me about it, so you just
overcoming
think of them.
evil with good.
You're not, and I just feel like it's very misguided. And I mean, you know, you say you're trying to unite the races, and this isn't making it any better.
Why is
Not
that?
at all.
Why is white history not making it better?
Because it's just pushing the divide. We don't need another white history. We don't need
have a
people
white
standing
history
like-
month. We have every month but White History Month. We don't
But
have the
you're
month
starting
of
it.
the
Haven't you been
people.
doing this for
Just
like
think
the
about
6 or
that,
7
Jerome.
years?
Just think about that. We have every month but White History Month. And the white people who built the country so the people of color can have a nice place to come to have a month. And yet
But
we
white
have
people
everything
didn't
but
build
White
it.
History Month. Does that make sense?
But white people didn't build this country, Jesse.
Yes,
Everybody
who built
built
it?
it.
No, it didn't.
Everybody built this
No,
country. Jesse.
everybody did not build America.
So the slaves and all of the other people that came along, white people incorporated the country, but literally everybody who was here built this country. That's
No, they
just
did.
wrong.
If you mean that, yes, the white man hired some black people and other people to work for them to build the country, that makes sense. You had day labor. That's fine.
But
Is
you're
that what you're
diminishing
saying?
but you're diminishing
You're
their
saying that,
contribution.
right?
You're diminishing their contribution.
How
They
is that?
helped. Everybody helped. But because everybody helped, and just to say, oh, it's white
But
people,
if
white
you
people,
hire
white people.
somebody to work for you, they ain't helping you. They're working for you.
then don't hire them.
It's not like they're doing it free.
So then don't hire them then.
Why not? We need labor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Jerome.
Yeah.
Someone want to talk to you about, to help explain to you why we need White History Month. Do you want to talk to him?
Sure, I guess.
All right, hold on. Let me get him. Let me go to first-time caller ROBYN out of Tennessee. First-time caller. ROBYN, happy White History Month. You're on with Jerome from New Jersey.
Hi, wow. Thanks for taking my call. Happy White History Month.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerome, I appreciate what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying. I just wanted to offer a thought, because the 4th of July is about the Declaration of Independence and how everybody was tired of being controlled by the King of England, right? So that started all that. So you're totally right. But here's just another thought to think about. So after that happened, and then there was the Revolutionary War and all that, then America has been going on for 250 years. So what we have today was not all built and happened on the 4th of July. Everything that happened since the 4th of July has been a progression of Americans, and I hear what you're saying. It's all different people, and I agree with you.
So you
For
do
example,
but why do you agree with him, Robin, when he's saying it's not true?
But why can't somebody agree with me if it is true? Everybody doesn't have to agree with you.
Hold on, Jerome. Let her finish. I will let you respond. Go
well,
ahead.
I didn't finish what I said. What I agree with him about is that it was a lot of different people that did build America. So people came to America. For example, my great-grandfather emigrated over from Italy, and I also have ancestors that emigrated over from France. Right. So when my great-grandfather arrived, he opened up a shop in Providence, Rhode Island. He had a sundry goods, whatever you want to call it, back in the early 1900s. And then my grandfather started to work for a concrete company, and he laid concrete all through Rhode Island, all through Florida. So it wasn't just either white people or black people that built America. It was all the people. We are Americans. We're not black. We're not white. We're not Italian. We're not Mexican. We're not whatever. We're Americans. So White History Month, to me, I'm really thankful Jesse started it, because it reminded me that our history isn't black and white. It's all Americans that did all different things to make this country amazing.
But it's not
and
American History Month. It's White History Month. You're going
right, but his
exactly
point,
what Jesse is saying, though. This doesn't make any
but
sense.
His point,
I mean, I heard everything about your grandfather and everything.
Let Jerome respond and then come back to you, Robert. Go ahead, Jerome.
Yeah, I understand everything she just said, but she's saying exactly what I'm saying. And so it seems like everybody, but everybody's agreeing with it's Americans. It's not white people, white. It's a bunch of contributions from a bunch of different kind of people. And saying White History Month, I mean, not only is it incorrect, but it's disrespectful to everybody that came before. And it's divisive.
If it wasn't for white people, her folks could not have come here. If it wasn't for white people, your people would not be here. And when they came, the white man gave them a job. Why do you call someone, when you hire someone to build something for you, why do you call that a contribution? That person got paid to do it, and it's the white man who had the know-how to structure that building or that whatever. The builder, the worker didn't know how to do it. He was just following what the white man said do, and he got paid for it. So he is not a contributor.
So then don't hire them, Jesse. If they didn't contribute nothing, then you don't need them. You can do it all yourself.
Robin, is a worker a contributor?
She's going to disagree with you again.
The worker gets paid for what they do. I think
you didn't answer the question, Robin. Are they a contributor?
The worker is not the innovator.
Right.
The worker
are they the contributor?
No.
Robin? Do they contribute?
No, they get paid.
No, can you let Robin answer? Robin, do they contribute?
Oh, too late.
So I agree with Jesse that the worker is not the person that was like, oh, I have this great idea. I'm going to make this new thing.
Right.
I'm going to innovate and move things forward. The worker is the person that says, okay, I'll help you and I'll work for you and I'll make a living doing this job. But there are innovators that change the world, that change the country, that move things forward.
Right. The worker
and those people need to be celebrated.
The worker just, because it's the designer of the building, it's the architect of the building. And so the when you hire somebody, you say, okay, go over there, dig a hole, make it round or make it flat or make it long. And they tell you how to do it. So you're not a what do you call that? Contributor.
You're a contributor.
But
and
you're not. You're a worker.
No. Wait. I agree with that because when people talk about, like, quick example, Apple, you have the guy that invented the iPhone or thought of the idea, but you also need the people to build it. You cannot have one without the other because if you have an idea,
right?
But if you have an idea and nobody to build it, then your idea is crap because it can't come to life anyway. But
that's why you hire people.
Exactly. So
but you're not a contributor. You're a worker.
Okay, so it's semantics then. It doesn't matter which words we use. Everybody contributes.
Jerome,
Everybody
I don't
did
think
something.
It's semantics.
It is.
I don't
it
think
is though.
It's semantics.
And we're trying too hard to get into the weeds of everything, and it doesn't matter. Black people, white people, every single race, every single creed, every single color, ethnicity contributed to this country.
Why do you think like a communist, Jerome? You thinking like a communist.
You just throwing out insults at this point.
No, I'm just asking. And the reason I'm asking that because you remind me of that man that running in New York, and he a communist, a socialist.
What does that have to do with
because
communism?
You think that a worker, and you say everybody's the same, and a worker is a contributor, and that's not true.
You sound like those people that criticize Trump and they just start throwing out words, fascist, dictator. You don't even know what these words mean. Stop it. Knock it off.
Jerome, so you're not saying that everybody's the same?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that everybody had a part to play. Are you saying
that the worker is just a worker or a contributor?
But you didn't say it. You just called me a communist.
No, I'm asking you, are you saying that the worker is
But
the
why
same
did you just insult me, though?
Jerome, are you saying that the worker is the same as the person who hired the worker?
Yes.
How are they the same?
No. I'm not talking about saying. We don't have to sit here and compare people. I'm saying both parties need each other. You don't understand that? Is that hard for you? Don't understand that you need James and Joel, and you need the anchor baby just as much as they need
you. You call them a contributor, though.
Okay, semantics. You want to get
It's
bogged
not
down
Samantha.
to the details that don't matter.
Do you, Jerome? It's not Samantha.
It is.
A worker is just
Hey,
a
you're
worker.
trying to deflect. Okay.
Go ahead,
okay.
Robin.
So then
Go
fire
ahead,
your
Robin.
fan.
Hold on, Jerome. Go ahead, Robin.
So just, I mean, I didn't mean to argue with him, but I think like he's trying to use Apple as an example, the company Apple. So Steve Jobs founded that company in competition with Bill Gates, right? So however you feel about them personally and their politics to the side, they were brilliant men. They were both white men.
Right on.
The things that they did moved technology forward to such a degree that the entire world we live in is a totally different world than what it was before those two men invented these products, invented the computer
With the help of
software. Jerome, you got to open your mind, man. You're not.
I understand. I already
stuck.
agree with you, but you're taking away the contributions of everybody in that company.
It's
And
not
my
a
point to
contribution.
Jesse- okay.
The
So what is it?
workers
Okay,
didn't
so if it's
come
not a
into play
contribution,
until
then what
that
is it?
stuff
And
had
can you
to be
just give me a word for it then?
manufactured. They didn't think of it.
Right.
The quote-unquote workers didn't think of any of that. Those
Okay,
men
so-
worked on those Jerome, listen.
No.
Those
You
men
already made your
worked
point.
on those
And if you don't
products
feel like
for
they're contributors,
years
then
and
it
years
doesn't
and
really
years
matter.
before there was anybody else involved. Those men
Okay.
worked and developed those ideas and those products for years before there was a single other person involved. They
Yeah,
maybe
that's
had
great,
two or
but
three
they
other.
didn't build the
And
product.
Jerome,
they
one
just
last
thought of
quick
it.
point about that. They said the Indians were here before the white man got here, right? But just think about it. All the thing the Indian was doing was sitting out there in the woods smoking pot. They weren't doing. they weren't even contributing.
I wasn't talking about the Indians. I was talking about
They weren't
everybody
even
else.
contributing or anything. And they
That's-
had this big old country. They could have done amazing things, but they just smoke pot. And then the white man comes along and he take nothing and create it into amazing thing. So isn't that amazing?
I do. I
Yes.
love this country, and I'm a proud patriot and citizen, but I'm proud because of everybody and all of our
I don't know why
contributions.
you're so proud of everybody. They ain't doing nothing but destroying. But let me ask you, Ron. Let me ask. Do you love white people?
No.
You don't love white people?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't love any group of people.
Why don't you love white people?
I don't love white people, just not specific to white people. I just don't love any group of people. If
And
you
why
would, I'm
don't
black.
you? Why is that you do not love white people?
I just told you because I don't love any group of people.
So you love no one.
No, I love people. Like I love my family, I love my friends. but
If
I
you
just
don't love
white
all,
people.
you love none. You know you love your family if you don't love all.
Now, where'd you get that from, Jesse?
The word.
The word ain't
It's
never
in
said
the word.
that. And you know that.
Either you
yeah,
love
you know the word ain't
all,
never said that.
Either you love all or you love not. Robin and Jerome, thank you all so much. Amazing.
Bye, Jesse. Thank you.
All right. Happy White
Thank
History
you.
Month.
Happy White History Month.
Happy White History, Jerome.
Thank you.
You ain't gonna say it back.
Happy White History Month, Jesse.
Right on, but I gotta take a break. The hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
There's some serious mess going on in the world. A bunch of fake Democrat, hoax, communist controversies. There's the world's highest court, high on pot, are talking about the climate threat and saying that, well, I don't know, saying something about the climate and countries that violate the climate. And then there is that Signal app thing. Remember with Pete Hegseth and others on Signal, communicating on Signal instead of official government communication platforms. And then, of course, the fake Democrat hoax known as the Epstein files drama. Just another Me Too movement. This is the end of hour 1 of Bible Thumper Thursday already. It is July 24th, Happy White History Month, 2025 AD. The lines are full, but you can call in just every so often, all right? Just call in. Just in case a line opens up, or as you hear JLP wrapping up with another caller, call in. If you're young, call like this. If you're old, call like this. And we will be right back. JLP will be right back for hour 2. It's Thursday, guys. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports in a landmark advisory opinion issued on Wednesday, the world's highest court, they say, claimed without evidence that polluting countries may be in breach of international law if they do not protect the planet from the existential threat, quote unquote, posed by climate change. It was the first time the International Court of Justice had formally addressed the so-called climate crisis. What a joke. And speaking of jokes, the national security scandal involving Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other so-called top officials has taken a new turn in March. The officials discussed a U.S. military attack on the Houthis, militants in Yemen, in a group chat on Signal, which is an app, all right, or something, and a conversation that inadvertently included some journalist, just scum of the earth type of a journalist, a liberal. Now the Pentagon's Inspector General has received evidence that the military plans shared from Hegseth's Signal account were taken from a U.S. Central Command document that was marked classified at the time. So claimed 2 people familiar with the ongoing review. The IG, Inspector General, not Instagram, okay? The IG's possession of that file appears to undercut further Hegseth's claims that nothing classified was shared on the publicly available messaging app. So they claim, but it doesn't actually prove that at all. Anyway, when Attorney General Pam Bondi, Scam Bondi, some of you call her, when she briefed our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, back in May on the so-called Justice Department's review of the Jeffrey Epstein case, she, according to Commie Nonsense, informed him that his name appeared in the files. As if he didn't know that. Sources familiar with the discussion told Commie Nonsense Network. Pam Bondi also said that although the names of several other high-profile government figures were mentioned, the investigators did not find a client list or evidence refuting that Epstein died by suicide, they call it. It's actually called committed suicide and killed himself. But anyway, the revelations about the meeting supposedly contradict Trump's more recent denials that he was told he was in the files. Whatever. On Wednesday, a House Oversight Subcommittee voted to subpoena the DOJ's files about the supposedly disgraced supposed financier and accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The motion passed 8-2 with 3 of the panel's Republicans joining the demon rats. I told you, bipartisan means evil. House Oversight Chair James Comer also subpoenaed Jeffrey Epstein's former associate Ghislaine Maxwell for a deposition. Is she the one? Has she already done that, or are they still going to do that? I don't know. I'll tell you about birthright citizenship and violence in Thailand and Cambodia later, but now back to JLP, Hour 2.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Good morning. It's the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question, a doozy. How will you know when you're of truth? How will you know when you're of truth? Amazing. This is a mind-blowing question. This is like one of those questions that you like bring home to mama. How will you know when you're of truth? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and doing whatever it is you're doing, but you like to listen to the show as it's happening, you can. You can podcast it when you get back home, relax and watch it some more. But you can be listening on your iPhone, iPad, no matter where you are, what you're doing. We are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And so you could be listening no matter what on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, and we're going to get to your super chats. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It is Thursday. Not Friday. Thursday. And happy White History Month. July just feels white. And there's so much to remember about the amazing founders and framers of this country. How did a worker become a contributor? Oh, everybody contributor. No, you're not. Not if you're getting paid. What the? It's amazing. But anyway, it's Thursday. And every Thursday is Bible, and we love the Bible Thumper. My worker, my employee, my producer is a Bible Thumper. And we love the Bible Thumpers. So it is Bible Thumper Thursday.
What's going on?
There's a pastor
Be seated.
Lord.
What's going on?
of a Baptist church.
Baptist
He says he
church.
wants the Holy Ghost. He's ready to have a new congregation. He's ready to see the Holy Ghost move.
Fire! If anybody asks what's the matter with me, tell them I'm saved, sanctified, and ready for my life. 888-7753-773. I hope you're starting to see, especially those men and women who want to overcome. You can be free, or you can stay in your prison of your imagination. But I hope you start to see that anyone that has anger is mentally ill. You're mentally ill. you're mental and emotionally ill, and they call it Asperger. They give it fancy names, but you're mentally ill. Get rid of the anger, you won't be mentally ill. Think about that. You gotta be mentally ill to think that anger is good. Think about that. You gotta be mentally ill to want to fight. All my life, I had to fight. You gotta be mentally ill. A person of good sense is patient, but no one with anger has good sense and has no patience. But you can overcome it. And you can overcome, but you can be in your mental illness the rest of your life and take some pills. I want to show you a quick example of a mental ill person. Now, these are extreme examples, but loneliness is a side of mental illness. Loneliness is such a sad affair, and I can hardly wait, just to be with you again. You gotta be crazy to think loneliness is sanity. You gotta be insane to be hurt emotionally or mentally or emotionally when someone want to walk out of your life. You say, oh, they want to leave me. I'm lonely now. I've been married. I've been dating her for 30 years. Or she says, I've been dating him for 40 years, and now he want to leave. And I don't want, I'm mad, don't go. Please don't go. Baby, don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. You got to be insane. Why would you, what's wrong with you that you hurt because somebody else don't want to be in your life? We used to be friends, you say. My friend is gone. And you feel something. That's mental illness. That's due to anger. You should be a whole person, and when people come and go, it's just people coming and going. Okay, you want to be hang out? Okay, you want to be friends? Yeah, let's be friends. You don't want to be friends? Bye. You don't want to be married? Okay, just fine. And they ain't gonna sweat off my back. I'm not gonna feel anything if you want to leave, because my peace does not come from you. My love does not come from you. My perfect peace it come from above. So you're not bringing peace in my life, and you're not adding peace to my life. So you want to leave? Goodbye. You have a right. And if I feel something about it, something wrong with me, why don't you live and be a whole person? Why do you have to fight when someone want to leave you? Why do you get mad if they want to leave? Why you got to go to court and fight over the children? I'm going to take the children away from you. I'm going to make you pay me and the children. You're evil. You're angry. And you're mentally ill. And you have no love. All we are saying is give love a chance. One other quick example of insanity. This is mental illness. This is not love. This is mental illness. This is from people. An Ohio teacher, I told you educated people are stupid people. The more educated you are, the crazier you are. Whether it's educated with the Bible, or by the Bible, however you use the Bible, or educated from a secular school, the more degrees you have, the dumber you are. Look at the world. And from people. An Ohio teacher whose boyfriend broke up with her, pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct after authorities said she went to his place of work nearly 3 dozen times. 3 dozen times in 3 weeks. Watch this from WKYC.
County judge sentenced a former North Ridgeville teacher today on multiple charges.
An emotional scene in court today and plenty to get to. That teacher was arrested back in November for stalking her ex-boyfriend, stealing belongings from his car, and repeatedly showing up to the school where he works.
18-year-old Hannah Freeman appeared to be completely caught off guard in court. This morning, she appeared for sentencing on multiple charges. But first, a quick recap on how we got here. Freeman's ex-boyfriend called Westlake police last November, saying he'd been having issues with Freeman since they broke up in April.
My ex-girlfriend continues to stalk me and park her car next to wherever I am and follow me home every night.
The ex said Freeman had stolen belongings from his car and also followed him to the middle school where he worked. Freeman was also a teacher at the time, but the two worked at separate districts. Officers later confronted Freeman.
Well, we got a complaint from him that you were in his vehicle tonight and you're harassing him and stalking him.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Did you take some items from him last night?
Freeman was arrested for stalking, burglary, aggravated theft, and more.
But I love him, she says. So that's mental illness, and that's due to anger. What's wrong with Freeman that she's not a whole person? So if this man come and go, that's oh, fine. You want to stay? Okay. If you want to go, okay. You want to take the dogs with you? And she's just crazy. She's looking crazy at least because she's angry. Has nothing to do with love. And a teacher. Good morning, Miss Teacher. You fought with your boyfriend last night? All right, let's start English class. The teacher pleaded guilty to reduce charges, but was sentenced to 7 days in county jail. Watch this.
But this June, she entered a guilty plea to reduce charges, which brings us to her sentencing. Freeman's attorney, Michael Kenlin, argued Freeman has no prior record outside of a noise complaint, and Freeman also spoke.
I regret the incident. I definitely acted out of emotion, and I regret that decision that I made that night.
After hearing statements, Judge David T. Mattia issued this sentence.
I'm going to place you on 18 months of community control, and you will serve the first 7 days of this term of probation in our county jail.
At this point, Your Honor, I'm willing to make a motion to withdraw her plea and would rather go to trial.
The judge firing back.
When was this case indicted?
December.
Yeah, half a year ago.
Your Honor,
Did you make any effort to talk to me in the last 6 months about how I would sentence your client?
Yes.
No. Your bad practice is not my problem.
I don't think it's my bad practice, Your Honor.
We're done.
When she's crying, she's lying. Oh, I cried over you. What a mess, huh? That's anger. An angry man or woman is insane. You're mentally ill. You got to be mentally ill to stalk someone because they don't want to be around you anymore. Think about that. What's wrong? The hurt is, if you're hurting, something's wrong with you. Human beings were not created to hurt. Amazing, huh? As Bible Thumper Thursday, Ephesians 6:12 says, and I repeat, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the ruler of the darkness of this world, against the ruler of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. It's all in you. It's in you. Evil spirits are driving you, and they're driving others. It's not physical. This woman doesn't seem to know her heart is wicked and it's driving her insane. She blamed the man. Oh, I gotta be with you. I'm just gonna stalk you until you take me back. Rather than being free and just live her life, with or without anyone in her life. She's not whole. She's asleep. Anyone that has anger is mentally ill, and unconsciousness, an unconscious state is a mental ill state. Think about it. You're in darkness. Evil is darkness, and every human soul is evil until you admit it, whether out loud or to yourself, and forgive. Your heart is evil. Human nature is evil. There's nothing good about or in human nature. Let me go to John, our first time call out of New Jersey. John, you are on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. Happy White History Month, John.
Well, whatever.
What does that mean?
I don't celebrate any history months.
Are you white?
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't know what color you are?
Well, I got a lot of freckles, so I could be white.
Are you white?
I guess I'm white. I'm Irish.
Are you white?
I guess so.
You're
I'm
not,
Irish.
You're
Scottish.
not sure?
No, I'm not sure.
So you don't know
I'm
what
a human being. Listen, I'm a human being like you, right?
You don't know what race you are?
Nah.
You don't know what color you are?
I'm a human race.
Are you? But you don't know what color?
No.
Wow. Amazing.
So
isn't that amazing, John?
It's amazing.
And
so the reason I called, I had this dream. I had a dream. I had this dream here in this. I work in this city down here in Jersey, and I do a lot of outreach and stuff like that. I felt alone. So I had this dream, and in my dream, I'm looking at, those comics with Jesus and everything. So I'm looking at it, and it's saying, no more music, no more this, no more this, no more this, but then there's Christ. You are not alone. I look up, and it's Jesus. But he's wearing these, sunglasses, and he's speaking Aramaic. And he's laughing at this comic I'm looking at. And he says to me, in English, he goes, thanks for helping. And he gives me a hug, and I start crying in the dream.
John, I got to go. Because you sound like you're wasting my time. You're saying, and you don't know what color you are. 888, it doesn't make sense, John, but thank you. Let me go to LIEZL out of California. LIEZL, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Jesse, and happy White History Month.
Thank you. Amazing.
I got up at 4 this morning, and I thought of you. One of my first thoughts was you because it's still July, and I said, okay, what's my third contribution this month to Mr. Jesse? I'd like to shout you out first, though, Mr. Jesse, for I'd just like to recognize you and 3 white men at the end of my presentation to you. It's really quick. Shout out to you for spearheading this movement in the recognition of white people.
Thank you. Amazing.
Particularly the white men, Mr. Jesse, who built this country, because my biggest fascination and my proudest, I'm proud to be an American because of our infrastructure. So here we go. You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to recognize something beautiful in your city. Okay, let me just read really quick. It's called the 105-110 stack, also called the 4-level stack. Okay, this is an iconic ribbon that binds the 101 and 110. It's an inescapable feature of many Southern Californians' commute. Okay, it's a multi-tiered structure that separates traffic, heading in each direction into dedicated lanes. So here we go. I'm going to shout out 3 white men who built this structure. First, shout out to Sidney Ellick. He was the chief designer between 1968 and 1972. And shout out to 2 beautiful white men. One was Judge Harry Pregerson, and what was his name? The other one was Congressman Bill Keene, something like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Congressman Glenn Anderson. So these 2, Mr. Jesse, they played key roles in its realization, and they were both advocates for its construction of the 105-110 stack, also called, officially known as the Bill Keene Memorial Exchange and the Judge Harry Pregerson interchange. So that's a very interesting word because I didn't know that it was called an interchange. So I guess you guys who commute in LA would know that better than me, but shout out to that.
Amazing. A White History Month. Thank you so much. That is amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Just have a wonderful day, sir.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Thank you. White History Month. We got to remember and not forget the great men who founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for them. Given to the understanding from God. Amazing. Let me go to Christopher out of Texas. Christopher, you are on the air. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month,
Thank you.
Jesse, and blessings to everybody in the snake pit. My comment is about a recent funeral I went to. It's Bible Thumper. Everybody was boo-hooing, but I knew all that was just an illusion, and everything turned out all right for me. And the thing is about it, when you kind of have this Jedi mind trick, you still got to show a little compassion, which was because people were looking at me smiling, and I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be celebrating, you should be celebrating his life. He's returning back to the Father. Don't be worrying about, memories. Everything's behind him. He's with the Father. He's with all his friends and families that have passed on way before him. And the other thing I just wanted to say is Punchy TV is the best. And again, happy White History to everybody.
Right on. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. You stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
All right. Check out Punchy TV. We had a live episode yesterday on Punchy TV, PUNCHIE TV. All right, check it out. Let me go to ARDENE out of Colorado. ARDENE, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Happy Human Being Month. Have a good day. I was going to ask
you. You said what now?
I said Happy Human Being Month.
No, it's White History Month. It's White History Month.
Whites are human beings, correct?
But it's not Human Being Month. It's White History Month.
Okay, I go with whites. We agree to disagree here.
You did what?
Now with that, I agree to disagree with you.
We're not agreeing to disagree on this. You're wrong. I'm right. It's White History Month.
Okay. You can be right. Go ahead, be right.
Am I right or not that it's White History Month?
If you say you're right for yourself. That's good. I'm happy for you.
Is it White History Month?
Have a good day. It's a Human Being Month. Have a good day.
Is it White History Month? She hung up. What the? ARDENE hung up on me. What the? Let me go. ARDENE, why you hung up? Happy White History Month. It's not Human Being Month. What the? Let me go to ADRIANA out of Texas. ADRIANA, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Happy White History Month, Jesse.
Thank you. All right, what wrong with ARDENE?
I don't know.
What a mess.
What a mess. Hi, Jesse. I was going to answer your biblical question.
How will you know when you're of truth?
I think you'll know when you're of truth when you drop your ego and you let your
Speak
will,
up
like
just
you
a
say,
little
your
bit.
will. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
When you're willing to lose it all and you basically just give up, and then God shows you the truth.
Amazing. I will put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you for that.
Yes. And then I had a quick question for you.
Okay.
I was just curious. I called you last week and you told me I could take up all your time. So now I'm taking up more of your time.
Right on.
But I was just curious, in all of your many years of experience, do you think it's harder for men or women to drop their ego?
It's harder for women.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't talk to many men, so
No,
I
it's-
work with a lot of women, so I see a lot of women, but yeah.
And it is harder for women because the evil comes through the woman, right? And so she's like totally identified with that, thinking that it's truly her. And so she is afraid to let go of this false identity that she has because she truly thinks she is her thoughts. She's her thoughts and emotions and all that. It's hard for men too, but men are not as close to the ground as the women are because the God above is the man's God and the God below is the woman's God. So she's closer to hell and in hell. And that's why it's harder for her.
Right. Okay, yeah, I see that a lot.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah. Okay, Jesse, thank you. That's all.
You're
That's all
welcome.
for today.
Thank you. Amazing. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. Over on Rumble yesterday, 77 Market said, I celebrated White History Month at the first Confederate White House.
I'll rest my case.
Very cool.
Right on.
The beautiful South.
July's White History. I love the Confederate.
Me too.
Amazing.
Thanks for the support, 77 Market.
Yeah, thank you.
JV the Great, world's strongest man, is a beta, he claims. JV the Great. I disclaim it. But
Who
that's
is
what he
JV the
claims.
Great?
Super Chatter.
Oh,
A
okay.
faithful viewer and supporter.
Thank you. Amazing.
That was yesterday in reference to we had the world's strongest man on the show. ALL says, does your wife obey you? That was an interesting moment with the world's strongest man.
It's interesting how people, they automatically go, when they hear the word obey, they go into the negative zone. And I'm not thinking negatively about it at all. But it's interesting. Thank you, though. Amazing.
Thank you, ALL. Groovy from YouTube live chat. Hi, Jesse, Hake, Derek, and Nick. Great shirts tonight, yesterday. Looking sharp, Derek. Nick is there, LOL. This is in reference to Punchy TV, the live stream. I just
what
wanted
were you
to
telling me about the live stream Punchy thing?
It's also on podcast. It's up on Apple and probably Spotify by now as well.
Right on.
I just wanted to let you know your message reaches the most isolated city in the world. Perth, Australia, he claims, is the most isolated. Keep spreading the good word and shout out to the live chat. Cheers, mate. Thank you, Groovy.
Shout out. And thank you. Amazing. Heard around the world. Amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful Perth.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll have to read more later. We're coming up on a break.
Let me take a quick break. I'll be back in a moment. Happy White History Month. Check out Punchy's coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchy coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality, specialty grade beads. Good. Every dime goes back to Bond, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchy has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/stores, and get Punchy's coffee. Okay, welcome back. Couple announcement. We have a fundraiser drive going. I ask for your help. All right, we need to get up to 50,000. We have a challenge grant. Somebody said to me, "You know what, Jesse? If I would give you up to $50,000 if you can raise 50,000. So whatever you raise, I'll match that. And so let's get up to the 50,000. I'll let you know tomorrow where we are at this point. All right. So go to just to take her through the summer. We got bills to pay and employees to pay and whatever, right? So I would, Sunday morning, the light bill, women's forum meeting, all that kind of stuff. So go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call /donate, rebuildingtheman.com/donate, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make the donation, and it's tax deductible. You get it back. Or you can mail it in at P.O. Box. Make them a check or money order out to Bond, B-O-N-D. Mail it to P.O. Box 35090, L.A., California, 90035. 35090, L.A., California, 90035. And you'll see all that on the website, the address and everything. And hit that bar thing. Hit that bar. Everybody and their mama got a bar now. They call it bar, right?
QR code. It's not a barcode. It's a QR code.
What's a barcode?
A barcode has bars. A QR. People if you're gonna say bar, at least say barcode.
Oh, okay.
But
excuse me.
Yeah. Because nobody knows what a bar is. But if you say barcode and they see a QR code, they will be like, "Oh, it's probably that thing."
I bet every black person know what a bar is because we all been behind bars at one point. I'm just playing. I've never been to jail. Oh, God. So QR code. All right. Thank you in advance for supporting to help us to help others. Thank you so much. As you've been helped. Let me go to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Hey, thank you, Jesse, man. Happy White History Month to my white brothers and sisters, my Jeffite. Y'all keep on keeping on.
Amazing. Thank you.
And stay focused. And here's the thing, though. I want to get in on you, Jesse, when you was talking to the guy about, you know how they say, well, everybody helped build this nation. But I understand, you can tell he's really not a business person, the guy you was talking to. It's just like this.
That was Jerome?
Yeah, Jerome.
Jerome from Philly, from New Jersey, I think.
I live in New Jersey, yeah. And New Jersey is pretty liberal for the most part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all what you were saying is, if you come up with the idea, like I can say a football team, the owner of the football team, he hired players to play for him. If something goes wrong, if a fan gets hurt or something happened to a fan at that game, you know where they're going to go to?
The owner.
Exactly my point. They're going to go to the owner. And while the workers, they get their money and they go do what they want to do. They don't take any risk or nothing. They don't deal with the government or nothing. Lawsuits, all that's on the owner.
That's a good point, man. I hear black people saying, the blacks are saying all the time that, oh, black people contributed too, but they were workers, and a worker is not a contributor. And so they didn't. It's the white man who founded and built this country, and they hired some blacks to do the work, but they were the architects of the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, too, if you build a house, Jesse, I'm an HVAC tech by trade. We cannot lay the HVAC work down without blueprints, how the duct work goes, where you want the condensers and the evaporator cores. We have a plan we go by, how we run the piping, off the blueprint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
good point, man.
Blueprint. And it just, business owners takes the most risk. Whoever discovered, like Google, it was 3 guys that discovered Google. They get the credit. I don't care how many people they hire, even like Amazon. Amazon may hire employees in the U.S. and throughout the world, but he gets the credit for the company because he came up with the company. Even though everybody's helping the vision come alive, but he's the CEO. He took all the risk and everything. Employees don't take risk. They just collect their check and go.
I think one of the reasons that the blacks think that they're contributors as employees. Oh God! Because they want to get a false sense of somebody, trying to fill the point, and it doesn't make it real. But in their mind, they say, "Oh, I'm a contributor. I'm a worker." What the amazing! But you make a really good point.
That's how communism works. That's how communism works. Communism is the same thing. Like, if you're in a communist country or a socialist country, you discover something and you hire workers, everybody gets the credit. But the man that discovered the plan, he worked long hours to see the engineer, and then once he came up with his product, then he got workers to help him bring the vision out.
Amazing. Good point, man. Thank you for that.
And one more thing, Jess, and you think about this too with nations that ran by blacks and brown people. All their nations are either struggling or are in poverty. You ever notice that?
That's absolutely. The first thing that comes to mind is Mommy Africa, South Africa, where South Africa was just nothing. And then white people went there and made it great. And then they gave it over to the blacks after a while, and the blacks destroyed it. And then now the white people out there on the farmland building other great areas, while the black people taking over the city, things that white people are, and they're destroying it. But they're contributors, though. Amazing.
It lets you know socialism and communism don't work, man. Yeah. Every country that blacks run are either struggling, it's about the struggle, or they are in extreme poverty because they believe in communism and socialism.
Yeah. Amazing.
And
I hear the show in the background, right?
Yeah. Sorry about that, Jesse. And I was watching your show as well. And Jesse, it's just that's just how it is, man. I mean, with communist ideas, you ain't gonna make no money, man. And then and like they always say, the Europeans came and colonized Africa. At least they did build roads and stuff. And the time these Europeans left, they went back to the dirt roads and walking.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely. Thank you, Rick. Amazing input.
No problem, Jesse. Love you, brother, man.
Thank you, brother.
And keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Ahmed out of New York. Ahmed, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Happy White History Month, sir. How you doing, brother Jesse?
Amazing.
Yes, so I was talking to you the other day. I don't know if you remember me. You were talking about the Epstein list, and I wanted to ask you. You hanged up on me real quick. I wanted to ask you, so you said you're not concerned about the Epstein list. It doesn't personally affect you, right?
Am I concerned about what?
You told me the other day, I don't know if you were speaking to me, that you're not concerned about the Epstein list, that it doesn't affect you.
About what?
The Epstein list? Yeah.
The Epstein.
Yeah.
Right,
You said
not
it
at
doesn't
all.
affect you.
Right.
Okay, so if that doesn't affect you, you're not concerned because it doesn't affect you. Then how does? And I'm not saying I'm for illegal immigration, but how does illegal immigration affect you personally? Then?
That's a good question, man. But let me ask first: are you affected by the Epstein list?
So as an American, so I want to. There's more to it. It's not just about a pedophile.
So are you affected by the Epstein list?
Not me personally. Well, you could say that.
How are you personally affected?
As an American, because I don't want my politician. So if you could let me explain without interrupting, I'll explain it perfectly to you. So, as an American, I don't want my politicians, because it's not just a pedophile ring; it's a blackmailing ring too. Because there's a Mossad connection. You see, Jeffrey Epstein.
There's a what?
There's a Mossad operation connection to it.
What's a Mossad operation?
Mossad is an Israeli, like CIA, or the Israeli version of the CIA.
What does that have to do with him?
Because I want to. So let me explain it to you. So you see Glenn Maxwell.
But make a long story short. What does Epstein have to do with a massage?
So pretty much they're blackmailing our politicians, and our politicians keeps sending us into wars and stuff. That's why one of the reasons why we're always in these wars.
How do you know that? What does that have to do with massage?
You won't let me explain to you. You said you make it short. So
right.
I was trying to explain it to you, and then you said, "Oh, make it short." So I don't know how to make it short.
What about understanding, really? What is a massage?
Yeah. You don't know Mossad? Look it up, Jesse. It's like the CIA.
No, not you, me. What's a massage? Don't tell me something. Tell me to look it up.
Okay,
what
I'm trying to explain it to you. You don't know what a Mossad is?
What is it?
Mossad is the intelligence agency of Israel. They answer to Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister.
And what does that have to do with Epstein? Because
Epstein, the lady that helped Epstein do the pedophile ring, Glenn Maxwell, her dad was a Mossad agent.
What that have to do with Epstein?
Because he was a Mossad asset.
How do you know that?
I'm trying to explain this.
Real fast, how do you know that? How do you know that to be true?
The guy that was, I forgot what his name was. The guy that was in 2019 that was prosecuted. I believe he was prosecuted. I forgot what his name. You can look this up. He even said there's an intelligence that he was told not to touch it that much. I forgot the exact details, but he said there is an intelligence connection to this.
How do you know that that's true, though, what you're putting out there?
How do I know that to be true?
Yeah.
Because when I looked at all the experts and stuff, and they talk about it, there's this one CIA agent. He said, "Yeah, that definitely looks like
the government lie all the time about everything, and the media lie. How do you know it to be true?"
You can look into this, though. You can really look into this.
I'm not interested, so I'm not going to look because I don't care. But how do you know it to be true?
I'm 90% sure.
How do you know it to be true? You're saying things
because it's obvious it was a Mossad.
But you're saying things that how is that obvious?
Because there's a Mossad connection to it. If there wasn't a Mossad connection, I wouldn't say anything. And the guy that
so how do you know? What's your proof, though?
What's my proof? The guy that prosecuted said that there was a Mossad.
But how do you know he was telling the truth?
That's a great point. I don't know. We shouldn't believe nobody then.
So then why are you repeating it?
Everybody can lie.
How are you believing it and you don't know it to be true?
I believe the guy that told us I believe the guy that said there's a intelligent connection, and we know it to be a fact that Glenn Maxwell's dad was a Mossad.
But look what happened with the Obama and Hillary Clinton thing about, they were saying that Trump and Putin were connected with the election, and now they're coming out and saying none of that are true. It was all made up, but you thought that was true.
Well, what about Obama and Hillary Clinton? I'm sorry.
They said that in one of the elections we had, that Putin was helping Trump by...
no, that was bullshit. I never believed that. That was bullshit.
Amazing. But let me tell you, you asked me about the illegal, right?
The thing is, Obama, let me tell you why that was bullshit.
Ahmed, I'll have time for all that. You asked me about the illegal?
Yeah, I asked you why, if the Epstein doesn't affect you, then why are you so concerned about the legal since it doesn't affect you either?
Because my tax dollars are being used to house them, to feed them, to give them free cell phone, to pay for their children and everything. If they took my taxes out, and if I didn't have to pay for it, I'll be fine with that too. That's on them.
Okay, so do you want me to answer why?
Does that make sense?
You want me to ask you why?
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I agree with you on that.
So now you see how it affects me because they're taking my money and paying for people who break the law to get here, broke the law to get here, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So which is a bigger issue to you? Which is most important to you? Epstein list or illegal aliens?
It's all important. I didn't say
No. Which is most important to you? Illegals where they're spending your money for criminals, or Epstein list which you don't even know anything about?
Well, I do know about it. There is a connection.
Which one is most important to you?
Well, to be fair, not all the legal immigrants that
which
come to
is
the country
most
are
important
criminals.
to you?
Well, I don't. Depending where we're spending more money, I don't know. They're both important.
Which is most important to you? Epstein list or illegal aliens?
That's a good question. I don't know. I probably the immigration because we're probably spending more money on that illegal immigration where we should be spending our civilians. But if there is a
why
Mossad
are you not
connection
sure about which one is most important? You out there preaching about Epstein was a massager, and you don't even know that to be true or not. But you know illegals
I'm
are coming in.
90% sure to be true.
You know illegal aliens are coming in and they're spending your money on illegal aliens.
That's a good point. What I was saying is that maybe you don't know. Maybe that because of all these wars and stuff that we've been fighting. Those are pretty expensive too. Like wars is expensive. Like we're spending trillions and trillions of dollars on war. So if they're blackmailing our policy,
but are you affected because your money's been spent on war, or are you affected by Epstein list?
We could be affected by both.
Why?
Well, what I'm saying is if they're running a blackmail on our politicians, and our politicians are setting up the wars.
Did Epstein cause a war?
That's not. You're twisting my words right now. You're kind of.
No, I'm asking you. Did Epstein cause a war?
No, you're not understanding. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
I'm asking you a question. Did Epstein cause a war?
I didn't say Epstein caused the war. I'm saying he was running a blackmail operation.
Which one are you
because
concerned about?
The war? I'm 90% sure he was running a blackmail operation. There is definitely Epstein list.
Ahmed.
Okay, Jesse.
Hold on.
What's up? Hello, you there, Jesse?
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, I am. Epstein. Okay. So which one are you most concerned about? A war or Epstein list?
There's a connection to it.
No. I didn't ask you about connection. I asked you which is most.
Jesse, no, you're asking me a loaded question. If you're going to ask me a question, let me explain what I'm trying to say.
How is that a loaded question? Give me a quick answer.
Because you're not letting me explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. You're just asking me questions. You're just like, oh.
You agree that Epstein is not causing war.
Right now,
so
Jesse.
Which is most important? Is the war or Epstein list?
Jesse, there's a connection.
Answer
they're
that
blackmailing
question.
our politicians.
I
Think
see you
about how
later.
many.
I can't play. You're taking too long. Super chat. Super
chats. Eric says, with 5 coffees, you can never be successful. When you think about yourself, you're thinking about the ego because there is no self to think about. Any thought of being successful, it's just a thought created by the ego about the ego.
Amazing. Thank you.
That was yesterday's experts segment.
Right on.
JV the Great gave 3 coffees. The world's strongest man doesn't know what obey means. Beta, crying, laughing.
A very interesting discussion.
Indeed.
Yesterday, during the second and third hour, check it out, you can podcast. I had a discussion with the strongest man in the world. It was very good. Check it out. Rebuilding the Man No. Oh, yeah.
JesseLeePeterson.com/show.
Thank you.
Or YouTube. Eric, 5 coffees. Anytime you think about yourself, you've forgotten who you are.
Mitchell Hooper.
Yeah, Mitchell Hooper.
Yeah.
With an H.
Is time what now?
Anytime you think about yourself, you've forgotten who you are. He says.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony with a couple of Cash App donations. Letitia James defends New York City muggers, he says. amazing.
Letitia Jane need to go sit down.
Yeah, for sure.
I said a while back that the Democratic Party is over because it's controlled now by black females and liberal weak men and female period. It ain't never coming back. Y'all might well hang it up, Democrats. Especially y'all from the old school, it ain't coming back. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Anthony says, all crap rappers to the left, great music to the right, he says.
To the right, to the right. Thank you.
Stuck in New York on Pilled yesterday, pilled.net. 333 gold pills. Your chat has a beta infestation. LOL. ML Jesse.
Pills.net. Thank you. Oh, amazing.
Brian on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Jesse, you should make a shirt that says heard around the world.
By everybody and they mama.
Also make
nice suggestion. Thank you.
Also make them put it on sale for the end of White History Month. I'm white, but those shirts are expensive, says Brian.
White people do it right. That's why it's expensive. What y'all? Oh, amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the suggestion.
Maybe we can make a sale sometime.
Yeah.
John, thank you for the support, John.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Sion, new member on Jesse Lee Peterson channel.
Right on, Sion. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. Very much.
Anthony on Cash App. What's up? He says Chicago teen pool invasion, new footage. I hadn't heard about that. Thank you for the tip. Chicago teen pool invasion footage. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Jack Bennett says, make America great again. Trump 2028. American flag emojis and double exclamation mark emoji.
What manner of man is this? The whole world obeys him. And they call him king. They even have king rallies. They love to hate the king. Amazing. Thank you.
Eric, 10 coffees. When you identify with thoughts, you don't exist. Yourself is where you watch thoughts from. You can't think about yourself. It's impossible to think about yourself. You gave with 5 more coffees. You can't watch a thought about where you watch thoughts because no thought can define who you are, he says.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Dominic May with a coffee. No message. Thank you, sir. See you on 3 coffees. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Huh? Ear emoji. Black. I support Donald Trump. I don't understand. We come here for a better opportunity. The people voted for him to save America, a better economy. There are just too many illegal immigrants occupying this country. He's cleaning house. Now they're distracted because a wealthy drug addict said something about president being on an Epstein list. I don't know who he's trying to protect, but I trust him and nothing will turn me away from him. I still don't understand American politics, why a president's personal life has to do with leading the country. That's clarity, Sion. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll rest my case. Right on. Thank you, Sion.
3 coffees from Alex, answering the biblical question.
How will you know when you're of truth?
When I no longer believe thoughts, says Alex.
Oh, amazing. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Very nice. And we'll have to read the rest of these super chats later, guys. Thank y'all.
Amazing. Hate news is coming now, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. 1 more hour to go. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND.
Some serious mess going on in the world. Birthright, citizenship phoniness, Thailand, Cambodia violence. Why are they fighting? They're basically like the same looking people. And I guess that's familiar among the white nations. Ohio ambush on cops and black nations too. And Macron is suing Candace Owens. Nice. Based. Macron suing Candace. Because she's smearing his older wife, way older, wife. And not because she said that she's older than him, but because of something else. Terrible. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, July 24th, 2025 AD. The lines are full. You can call in, though, every so often, all right? Just in case a line opens up, JLP will be right back for the third hour of the show today. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, I have a guest on the Hake Report. So join me. Go to thehakereport.com if you're not sure what your preferred platform is. I list many of my platforms on which I stream there, thehakereport.com. Third Rail with Omar is going to be joining me, and you can call in and join in. It's going to be fun. And then after that, American Anchor Baby, live on YouTube and Rumble. Check him out. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m., except on Friday, it's right after the Fallen State, which is at 11. Okay? Nice. American Anchor Baby. Birthright Citizenship, Commie Nonsense Network. CNN reports a federal appeals court ruled yesterday, our greatest president's executive order seeking to end so-called birthright citizenship was unconstitutional. Degenerates never trust the courts. Birthright citizenship is a nearly 160-year-old practice, according to Commie Nonsense Network. I don't know if it's true. Guaranteed by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, so they claim, which they falsely say. It's very fake news. CNN writes, it grants citizenship to anyone born on American soil, which is, of course, a terrible lie. The 2-1 ruling from the far-left extremist, apparently, 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, I've heard that name forever, and it's always been pretty liberal or communist, also upheld a nationwide block against the controversial order. Controversial means reasonable, usually. In response, the Trump administration may ask the full 9th Circuit to review the case or could appeal the matter straight to the U.S. so-called Supreme Court, which I think that the U.S. Supreme Court may rule correctly on this, but you never know because there are a bunch of liberal rhinos there, except for maybe 2 or 3 based, the black dude being the best one. Nice. Anyway, Thailand and Cambodia. Deadly violence has flared up again with a long-disputed border between Thailand and Cambodia. Tensions between these two Southeast Asian neighbors, not so neighborly, took a turn in May when a Cambodian soldier was killed during a brief battle between Thai and Cambodian troops. Okay, so both sides claim to have acted in self-defense. Over the summer, Thailand took control of border checkpoints, imposed restrictions on crossings, and threatened to cut electricity and internet to Cambodia's border towns. That's not right. I don't know, maybe. Cambodia stopped imports of Thai produce and banned Thai movies and TV dramas. What a mess. Both militaries reinforced troops along the border. 2 recent landmine explosions that injured troops, terrible, prompted the countries to downgrade relations even further and to recall diplomatic staff. Then, as deadly clashes erupted along the border today, Thailand deployed fighter jets. They have jets? And bombed Cambodian military targets. Cambodia said they plan to respond decisively. This is all according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. So, whatever. Ohio ambush. 2 Ohio police officers allegedly ambushed by an armed man in an undeveloped industrial park on Wednesday. Crazy, huh? According to officials, the so-called gunmen, I call them gun male, waited on a dead-end street, opened fire on 2 Lorain officers, Lorain, I guess is the town, when they parked their vehicles there to eat lunch. Another officer responded to the victim's call for help, also shot. What a mess. Critical condition, multiple gunshot wounds. The other guy shot in the hand. I'm James Hake, now back to JLP. Hour 3.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. It is the third hour already. What the? You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77-JESSE. My biblical question: how will you know when you're of truth? How will you know when you are of truth? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show. You can podcast, but you can be listening on your iPhone or iPad, no matter what you're doing and where you are, anywhere in the world, by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Thursday. And every Thursday, because we love the Bible Thumpers, every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday. Oh,
the sign
Lord!
outside the New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham reads, "A black vote for Trump is mental illness."
I am the daughter of two pastors.
You will emerge from that as an atheist.
President Joe Biden is only the second Catholic president.
The Pope is like, if you don't... They call him the Holy Father. Ain't nothing holy about the Pope.
God, why? Why George, God?
Holy mackerel. I can't believe you people follow a man. I can't believe that guy that carrying on like that about why George. What the? Is Happy White History Month, by the way. July is White History Month. I have a White History moment before I go to the callers. I have a White History moment for you, and it's a doozy. I don't take credit. My producer put this together. It's a White History moment. And this is so good. Pay attention to this. This moment is dedicated to Samuel Colt, C-O-L-T, Colt. Samuel Colt changed America with his revolutionary revolver. A gun that could fire multiple times without reloading. His innovation in manufacturing made firearm affordable and widespread. For settles pushing west. Go west, young man. The Colt was a lifesaver because they were going west and they had to run into the Indians. A lot of the Indians want to fight. But thank God for the revolver. So the Colt was a lifesaver. For native tribes, it was a deadly threat. It was a deadly threat. Hold on here. My light went out on my computer. Here is the first. This is from Learn Something News. Watch this.
God made man. Samuel Colt made them equal. While nobody really knows who came up with the saying, it's fair to say that Samuel Colt would agree with the adage. Going a step further to say for himself, the good people of this world are very far from being satisfied with each other, and my arms are the best peacemakers. Samuel Colt was born on July 19, 1814 in Hartford, Connecticut. One of Sam's earliest and most prized possessions was a flintlock pistol that belonged to his grandfather, who had served as an officer in George Washington's Continental Army during the American Revolution. At age 11, Colt was sent to Glastonbury, Connecticut to live and work on the farm of a family friend. While there, Colt became fascinated with the mechanics behind new technology, frequently reading the Compendium of Knowledge, an early form of the encyclopedia, as well as articles about Robert Fulton, the inventor of the steamboat. When he turned 15, he moved back home and began working in his father's textile processing plant in Ware, Massachusetts. In his spare time, he was experimenting with gunpowder charges, setting off small explosions on the nearby Ware Lake. He also filled his time dismantling and reassembling different objects to learn how they functioned.
Amazing. Kind of remind me of Elon Musk. Colt was sent to a private academy in Massachusetts, and then off to learn the trade of a seaman. Watch this.
In 1830, his father sent him to a private academy in Massachusetts. But while he did perform well in classes, he was consistently in trouble while attending the academy for conducting unapproved demonstrations of explosive devices, one of which occurred during the school's 1830 4th of July celebration, which caused a fire on campus. The academy expelled Colt for this, sending him home to his father, who then sent him off to learn the trade of a seaman. As the ship sailed, Colt became fascinated with the ship's wheel, which could spin or be locked in position with a clutch. This inspired him to think about how he could translate the technology to a firearm, where a single-shot pistol could be adapted to fire multiple rounds in quick succession. And thus, the idea for the revolver was conceived.
Amazing, huh? It's in the blood. It's in the blood. His father financed early model, but Colt paid for the real prototype. Watch this.
Colt managed to open the Patent Arms Manufacturing Company in Paterson, New Jersey in 1836 to produce his guns. Yet, despite his factory being able to craft many of his guns, and his desire to constantly tweak and improve upon the design, very few were actually selling. Colt thought he might be able to save his company if he secured a government contract, so he visited the office of the U.S. Secretary of War. But they determined that his firearms were too innovative, and therefore had the potential to be unreliable. After a few years of economic downturns, his company was forced to close down, and every asset they owned were sold off to the highest bidder. But in one of the smartest business moves he had ever made, Colt had been putting all of his patents in his own name rather than in the name of his business, so he didn't lose them. And in 1842, when the Mexican-American War broke out, the US government came back to him asking for 1,000 revolvers. Happy to oblige with the request, he opened Colt's manufacturing company, and by the end of 1855, they were producing 150 firearms a day.
Amazing. See how one thing leads to another one? And Colt's first factory, Pattern Arms, it failed, but he made a historic comeback. Watch this.
Colt managed to open the Patent Arms Manufacturing Company in Paterson, New Jersey in 1836 to produce his guns. Yet, despite his factory being able to craft many of his guns, and his desire to constantly tweak and improve upon the design, very few were actually selling. Colt thought he might be able to save his company if he secured a government contract, so he visited the office of the U.S. Secretary of War. But they determined that his firearms were too innovative, and therefore had the potential to be unreliable. After a few years of economic downturns, his company was forced to close down, and every asset they owned were sold off to the highest bidder. But in one of the smartest business moves he had ever made, Colt had been putting all of his patents in his own name.
It seems to be the same clip.
Oh, it sure is. So let's go to the one way. You don't have the one where he made the comeback?
No.
You don't have that one. Where he made a comeback.
New Jersey in 1836 to produce his guns.
Yeah, this is the same clip.
Oh, that's the same. You don't have that one, Eric, Derek. And last but not least, sorry about that, phone. We don't have that one. But he married at 42, had 5 kids, white babies. He had 5 kids. Only one lived. Isn't that amazing? And he died at 40. Colt died at 47, and left a $15 million fortune behind. Why is this?
But because of the struggles in his entrepreneurial journey, Colt didn't marry until 1856 when he was 42 years old. Though they were only together 6 years before Colt's death, the couple had 5 children, only one of which, God will heart Colt, survived beyond infancy. Samuel Colt had amassed a fortune, but he barely had time to enjoy his wealth. He died at the age of 47 years old from chronic rheumatoid arthritis at his Connecticut mansion on January 10, 1862. His net worth at the time of his death was estimated at $15 million, or about $400 million in today's money. Colt's manufacturing company had produced more than 400,000 firearms and remains in business today, having manufactured more than 30 million pistols and rifles since its official founding in 1855.
Amazing. Congratulations. I salute Samuel Colt. Oh, amazing. A White History Month. See, y'all didn't know about that, huh? And those who knew about it, you forgot. That's why we have White History Month, to reflect and to remember. Instead of all the other mess they try to act like was everybody was a contributor. No, you wasn't. Everybody were not contributors. Amazing. Happy White History Month, folks. Let me go to Carlos out of Miami. Carlos, you are on the air. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month, Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse, I was like listening to the conversation you had before. The guy was like arguing with you. It's pretty much no point to argue with them. That's a common sense, question that you were asking, like, what is more important, illegal immigration or this stupid thing that they are doing with the fouls and everything?
Yeah.
Of course, that is only, yeah. So I like what you're doing right now when they go like that. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I love it. And I was reading something, that I was trying to get, I was just trying to get information, trying to get like a shirt or something that it says, White History Month or Why Life Matter or something. And I just came across, that the Why Lives Matter, it is owned by 2 black men, the trademark, so you are not allowed to sell that particular shirts or anything that
well, we don't have White Life Matter. We have White History Month T-shirts, and you can get those on JesseLeePeterson.shop.
Yeah, and I noticed that you have those, but I was just wondering.
Did you get your T-shirt?
Kind of yes, but the other ones, it's crazy that you are not allowed to say those words.
Well, you're allowed to say whatever you want to say, but white people are afraid to say White Lives Matter because they don't want to be called racist and all that. And that's why we have White History Month, because white people got to get over fear they're going to lose their country, or at least one of the reasons.
Exactly, and right now you cannot do it. If you wear like a Trump hat on a plane and they start causing issues or whatever, you can get banned of flying with that particular airline. If you wear anything that is outside their lunatic world, about racism, if you wear anything that is against that or your own particular opinion, you get in trouble. And that's crazy to me. And I wanted to...
So if you wear a Trump hat on the airplane, they ban you from that airplane?
Not just for wearing it, but of course, there's going to be people there that's going to start an issue, and they're going to get offended. So that creates an issue in the plane, and that can get you in trouble because you are causing an issue. You know, like people start like, oh, why are you wearing that? And then you start a fight, right, or an argument in the plane that is about to take off, and that causes an issue, and then you can actually be taken out of the plane because of that, because you are causing an issue.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Yeah, so you cannot be, I mean, pretty much you cannot, be able to do exactly, you're not bothering anybody. You're just wearing something because that's what you believe. That's free speech, and you are not bothering anybody. You are not saying anything to anybody, but just the fact that you are wearing something and they don't like it, they make an issue of it.
Oh, man, what a mess, huh?
And you know what, Jesse? Shout out to you because I just went online and I put like White History Month, and guess what comes first on that? Guess who comes first? Your videos come first, and it talks about Jesse Lee Peterson is pushing this agenda. Somebody else, Jesse, and I wonder.
History Month. We got a holiday. Why History Month?
Exactly, Jesse. And I was like, wow. So I wonder why Jesse know anybody else that has a particular, agenda, and they can reach a lot of people are pushing this, because everybody else can do it.
Are you telling your surrounding the people you run into? Are you saying Happy White History Month to them?
Yeah, that's getting
right on. And how do they react or respond?
They're like, what what are you saying? I mean, we don't need a White History Month because they say that everything that we are being taught in school since the beginning, they give you the same speech,
All lies.
Everything, all lies.
Yeah.
That, when we go to high school, they teach us this, they teach us about white people. And I'm like, every time I turn the TV, every time that I read something online, every time that I go to a concert or whatever, I see the other agenda being pushed into me.
Yeah.
Racism. If you go to the Super Bowl halftime, it was all about, blacks. There was not one person dancing. Everything was black, and everything was like how bad this country is for them, and they were, so I'm like, why not? Yes, we do need. I mean, I'm Italian, but I totally agree that this country, the United States of America, was founded by white, beautiful, smart
white men.
And I don't know exactly. To me, it's common sense what you were talking to the other guy about being, the mastermind or somebody that works or supports the mastermind, as a worker.
Right.
But
a worker ain't no contributor. What the?
Yeah. So I'm like, it's just like very like hypocrite, It's like, and I'm tired of this. So I have another. Just to end the conversation, because you have other colors, but I have another terminology for black fatigue too. And I'm experiencing lactose intolerance.
What the? You know what I mean? Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
All right. Happy White History.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. JAMIL out of New Jersey. JAMIL, you're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, sir. Happy White History Month.
I appreciate it, man. I just got a quick question about the Bible.
Come back to your phone.
My bad. Is it better?
Yeah. Are you not on Bluetooth or anything, are you?
No, I was just getting in my truck.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I noticed that in the Old Testament, in this passage of Numbers 15,
Uh-huh.
verse 32 through 36, the Israelites or whatever were in the wilderness just before they got to the Promised Land. They're in the wilderness, and there's a man who was, it was Sabbath day, so they're supposed to rest. The Jews like rest or whatever. And there was a man who was caught picking up sticks, trying to build like a fire. And so the people caught him doing some sort of work. So they like bonded him up. They brought him to the Lord, or they brought him somewhere, and they asked God, according to Numbers 32, Numbers 15, I think this is verse 35. They actually asked God, what should we do with this man? We caught him working on Sabbath day. And according to the verse, God says to kill that man. Well, stone him is the way that they kill him. So they stoned that man to death because he was picking up sticks. Now, I mainly believe in the gospel. I look at God as pure love, perfect love, and I know that you do too, and I agree with that. I've always struggled with this verse because me being a gospel reader, I don't understand how could God say to stone someone. Even when his son was on earth, when Jesus was on earth, there was this man that had like a broken hand, and on Sabbath day, Jesus actually healed his hand on Sabbath day. He almost got stoned for that too. But I guess my question is that really God saying to stone that man? I don't know. I have no opinion. I'm wondering if, how do you look at that?
When you say you have no opinion, if you have no opinion about it, why are you thinking about it?
Because how I look at God is perfect love, and when I read that, it doesn't really sound like perfect love.
And why are you looking at God in any form? Anyway, period.
Why am I looking at God in any way?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, a few years ago, I really did question God about mainly Old Testament verses because I love the New Testament about what it says about God, but it just confused me about the Old Testament. And that was a few years ago. And I've made peace with just not really understanding that. But I figure since it's Bible Thumper Thursday,
right?
I'll get a chance to ask you about it. See what
I don't know. I don't know because right now I don't even remember the verse. But I want to know why you're looking at him as perfect. What did you say? How do you say you see him?
As being perfect love.
So if you were not thinking of him in that way, would that verse matter that much to you?
If I didn't think of God as perfect love, would that verse matter as much to me? That's a good question. I don't even know how to answer that. If I didn't think of God as perfect love, I don't think that verse would matter to me as much.
So why not get rid of the thought that you have about God?
Well, I guess because...
Are you black?
Yeah, I'm black.
I hear your alarm.
It's my truck. You thought it was a fire alarm?
Yeah.
No, it's a truck. It's a work vehicle. I'm at work. But,
okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Right now offhand, I don't know how to respond to that. But if you didn't think of God in that way, you wouldn't be thinking of that at all. Why not let go of all your ideas about God?
Let go of all ideas about God.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could do that, but...
What would happen if you did that?
What would happen? I would have no opinions about... I mean, the thing about it is that if I did do that, I mean, my life would be... It wouldn't change, really.
How do you know?
Because I don't really struggle with God. I love God. I just always had this question, and I kind of dropped it.
Yeah, I can understand how you picked that up as a question.
Yeah.
I do. But why? What would happen if you let go of all ideas about God?
I would probably know him a bit more. I got to admit. I would probably know him a bit more.
So then why don't you do that then? Let go of all ideas about God.
I've been actually working on that. I remember you had an assignment to neither agree nor disagree.
Yeah.
And I've been working on that. that's actually kind of helped me with some of those other Old Testament verses where it's kind of like, okay, that is, the old me would be like, how is that possible? Why would God do that? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to be like, okay, that was just the times, or, that's just what it is. It is what it is what the verse is. There's no, I'm trying not to have an opinion about it.
Because in the Old Testament, just because of time here, every human being was evil except for one man. And so it could have had something to do with that. And I don't want to guess at it, but human hearts back then were evil and they had no way out. They were owned by evil. And now in the New Testament, human hearts are wicked. Human beings are evil. Their natures are wicked. But now they can overcome. They have a way out.
Right. And that's amazing. That's the best part about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to respond to that? Because Hate is a little Bible thumper. And maybe he can help you with it. But he doesn't know either.
He white.
Yeah, he white. But yeah, I would don't fret over it if you're not clear what it means. Leave it blank. Don't let the thoughts fill in something for you. Just say, hey, I don't know. And
because that used to happen to me a lot. I had a lot of issues with certain verses like that. But now I kind of I figure since Bible Thumper Thursday, but it really doesn't bother me about God,
right on,
or anything. I just figured I'll ask this Thursday.
Yeah, no, that's fine that you asked, but I would just leave it empty, and then if it's for you to know, I promise you the truth will allow you to see what that meant.
Right. All right. I appreciate that, Jesse.
Oh,
I got to get back to work.
Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month.
Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you.
All right. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Portland, Oregon, and talk to KAYLA. KAYLA, happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month, Jesse. Good morning.
Good morning. Amazing.
Amazing. Can I answer the biblical question?
How will you know when you're of truth?
You'll know when you're of truth when you have perfect peace.
When you have perfect peace. Okay. Amazing. I will put my little 2 cents in on Sunday.
Okay. I look forward to it.
KAYLA, have you been telling people, have you been saying Happy White History Month to anyone?
I have.
And what were the what type of responses have you gotten?
You're a racist.
But you can have black history, you're fine. But white history or any other history, Mexican history and all that mess. Right on.
It's crazy.
It is. Well, thank you for responding to the biblical question, and happy White History to you.
Happy White History to you and to all of Bond and all of the team. Thank you, guys, and see you later. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you now.
Thank
Amazing.
You.
Bye now.
Amazing. Bye.
Bye. 888-7753-773. Super chat. Super. He come running in a minute. 1, 2, 3. There he is. Super.
Super chat.
Over on Cash App, Cam G says, keeping it real.
Thank you. Amazing.
Anthony says, Colbert, hire illegals, day work cheap. No, senor.
Senor, no. No, senor, no steal. Senor, no. Amazing. Thank you.
Pastor Chatelet said, ask him if he loves white people, Jesse.
I did.
Nice. And he said no.
Right.
Wow. Shocking.
Amazing.
And we'll read the rest later, guys.
And the treasure chest is now open on DLive and Stretch Off on Peel.net. Back in a moment. I remember Stretch Off. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax. Bible Thumper Thursday. He made it possible for the sun to shine. He made it possible that through him we'll have peace of mind. I got joy and I got peace. But most of all, I got the Holy Ghost. I thank God He made it possible. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. He made it possible. 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. And then after the Hake Report, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I believe the Hake has a guest today. Do you, Hake? Who is it?
Third Rail with Omar is returning.
Ooh. Fire!
Should be fun.
Fight. Third Rail with Omar at 9 a.m. this morning. All right? And then the American Anchor Baby at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on fire. And then we have a fundraiser drive going there. We got to raise up to at least 50,000 more. And so I'm asking for your support. Let's ever get it done. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/donate. Rebuildingtheman.com/donate. Or call 800-411-2663. All right? And tomorrow, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. Brand new episode. A fun but yet deep and interesting conversation with Garrett McClendon. And Garrett is a former prison gang leader who turned sobriety advocate. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So you on drugs or alcohol?
I'm both. Even if I want to take a drink, hit or fix, my mind starts telling me things about me that are untrue and I start believing them. I started stealing, joyriding cars, possession of weapons, methamphetamine, chop shop.
Amazing.
The only way I knew how to function is by drinking and using. I felt like I was at home when I was inside the prison.
Really?
Yeah.
So which did you make first, a boy or girl?
Girl.
Real men made boys first.
Oh, man. Dang it.
This bad, tough gang leader making a girl first. What's the real men make boys first? The FallenState.tv at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Friday. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't ride. You can become a member there on the Fallen State as well. All right? Or locals.com/Jesse Lee Peters. No. Locals.com.
JesseLeePeterson.locals.com.
JesseLeePeterson.locals.com. And look, support us on social media. I never mentioned social media. Sometime I do. Support us. We're on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cozy.tv, where Christ is King, cozy.tv/JLP, JLP on X, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, at Pew,
JLP Talk on X.
JLP Talk on X, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, at pew.net/Jesse Lee Peterson. So like, follow, comment, and subscribe. You gotta go to Ross out of New Jersey. Ross, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. Happy White History Month to you.
Thank you.
I think that the women probably do have evil, but I think it comes from the man.
And why do you think that?
Because women have gotten to the point where at a young age, when the men or the boys, I should say, are pushed outside to work in the yard or pick cotton or whatever you're doing, the girls get to stay inside and learn from books or learn from their mother so that they're equipped with the knowledge that their mother has. All we learn how to do is a repetitious service out in the field. But that's pretty much how God lined us up, because he made us the seeder and the gardener. And as we walk the world looking for the woman that's going to be our garden, do you want to put your seeds into a garden that someone else used or someone else has use of?
But why do you think that the evil come through the man and not through the woman? When it comes through the woman, but why do you think it comes through the man and not the woman?
Ever since we accepted technology into our life that made our lives easier, man is getting more and more and more of a free ride.
But why do you think that the evil come through the man? You're telling me the physical things that are happening in the world, but why are you saying that you believe? Why do you believe the evil come through the man and not instead of the woman?
Because the man's being eliminated by the woman and by the technology.
But that's why she's eliminating him, because she hates him, and it's not her, but the spirit of evil in her. Is the woman is jealous. The spirit of the woman, which is evil, is jealous of the spirit of the man, because the woman God is Satan, and the God above is the man's God. So that's why she's trying to get rid of the image of God.
Well, don't you think that maybe she's upset because the earth's being destroyed and all the pollution that's happening?
No, she's loving the fact that all that has happened, because her nature, evil, is working through her to bring all that about. She loved that.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's why when you put women in charge, all they do is create hell. Heaven disappears when a woman gets in charge. Is put in charge.
Because they don't have direction.
Right. Because of the hell.
They're always scattered in their heads because they usually have too many jobs to handle at once.
No, it's not because of the job, it's because of the heart. Those ladies who are overcoming the heart, evil, their evil nature, they are becoming, they are given the same mindset as God. They lose that female mindset and they take on the masculine mindset, which is of God.
Well, who developed all the technology to make it easier on them?
I'm sorry?
Who developed all this technology that made it easier on women so they were able to leave the house and go out into the workforce?
But it's not easy on her. Women who work are miserable.
But they still choose to do that. And they still choose to put sperm in a bank in storage.
But they're not choosing to do that. They're influenced by evil. No human being is in charge of him or herself at all. The woman is being influenced by evil to do those things.
By money?
I'm sorry, by evil.
By money?
I'm sorry?
By money, by dollars.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
Is evil, what you're speaking of, the evil, is that dollar bills? Is it the money?
No, money is not evil. Your relationship with money is evil. When you take money as an identity and you use it for false identity, You make it evil, but the money itself is just money. It just it has no evil or good in it.
Okay, so when people appreciate the money more than they do the person, that's when we're getting into evil.
Right. When they use evil, when they use money in the same way they use anything, drugs or anything, when they use it to forget instead of remembering.
Okay.
Amazing.
So who judges what value money is?
The person, him or herself.
And where does that gift come from that they get that money paid to them from?
I don't understand your question.
The gift that's being paid for. When you get a gift that you work for, and then that's a gift that you got from God, correct? So you get paid money for the gift that God gave you to do that work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The money that you get paid is the gift from God. The ability to be able to do a job is the gift from God.
And why do you call that a gift?
Faith. Because it's putting money in your pocket to put food in your mouth.
Well, and so why do you call that a gift?
Because it's been stolen from God in the sense where we used to have to put the seed in the ground to grow the food, but they've made it easy on us because they made us a corporation.
But why do you call money a gift?
Money's not the gift. The gift that gave you the ability to do the work is the gift from God. The money is the payment. You're selling your gift.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but money is just money that we use to make sales with each other, buy and sell and stuff like that. It's just money.
And that's all it is. That's where all problems start.
No, it doesn't. The problems start in the heart.
Well, when you give one person more value than another person, then you're starting a problem right there.
No, you're not, because you can't give another person more value than another person.
You can by paying them more money.
No, that's not giving them more value. They earn that.
Earned it because of their gift that they got from God?
No, they earned it because they get a good job.
Well, how did they get the good job?
They went out and filled the application out or went to Google.
They went to work for somebody else's dream.
What?
They went to work for someone else's dream.
No, they went to earn a living.
Well, they had to go work for somebody else and sell their soul to be able to make somebody else's dream come true.
You got a whole bunch of crazy ideas in your head. Let that go.
No, I don't have any crazy ideas. It's
how you coming up with all that stuff you're saying?
God's gifts are stolen by the money that we use.
That's not true.
Oh, it is true. Because then once we put money on the earth, then we become the judge.
What? Who told you all that? Where you getting all those ideas from?
They're right there for you to look at. I don't have to get them from anywhere.
Where are you getting all those ideas from that you're mentioning right now?
Where am I getting them from?
Yeah.
From life.
Who?
From life. Life.
Who?
L-I-F-E.
Where is that?
L-I-F-E.
Where is that?
That's an experience from when you're born as a child. You grow through a phase to the next phase, to the next phase, to the next phase, until you get older, and then you get a little bit more respect because you have age and wisdom.
And so you've come up with all that, and you call it age and wisdom?
No, I'm telling you what life is.
That's not life.
Oh, it is life.
No.
Because the older people...
that's not life.
Life is when you have diversity
Ross,
of a
you
father,
gotta go to Ross. Ross.
What?
Happy White History Month, Ross.
Thank you. You too, Jesse.
Have you been celebrating White History Month?
Always.
Do you tell others? Do you say Happy White History Month to others?
I try to.
Right on. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate it.
I think we should all celebrate every history.
No, just white history.
Why?
Because white history...
only the people that are afraid. The only people that are afraid to face their shadows are the people that are still in the dark.
I don't know what you mean about all that, but white men made America, so we celebrate white history to remind the people. Thank you, Ross.
Maybe white men make it, but whose dreams were they? If you actually look back into
The white man.
If you look back into
history, it was the white
history,
man's
you'll see-
dream.
Well, let me tell you, back in history, when they designed Washington, D.C., they actually went to Paris to get the people from France to design the city.
Nice.
So,
see
I
how
don't know
smart
if
the
that
white
was-
man is? Thank you, Ross. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. Let me go to a first-time call out of Massachusetts. Lou. Hey, Lou. Happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Jesse, I want to thank you for the church service a week ago when you posed the question about how does the Epstein files affect you, and you just got people talking, and I couldn't understand at first where is this going, but I realized what your lesson was. And that week after that church service, I went to the public library, which I go to, and they've hired a man who dresses in women's clothing, and he does the checkout of the books at the circulation counter. And it's always been kind of awkward to go there because of that. And it's summer here now, and so he was wearing a very low-cut blouse, and his chest hair was spilling out of the blouse. And he's like 6'3", 6'4". He's very tall, but dressed as a woman. And after the church service that previous Sunday, I realized the lesson here is not to be criticizing him, her, or thinking about him, her, but to look inside my own heart and see what sin I need to be correcting or getting rid of. And so I wondered, does this come from Jesus' commandment to take the log out of our own eye before we think about anybody else?
100%. Because once you take the log out of your own eye, you will never judge again, because you will have understanding, and you will know why people are doing the things that they do, and that understanding will prevent you from judging them. That's why Christ was able to go amongst all people. It didn't matter what they were doing or who they were, because he understood what was driving them and that it wasn't them. But evil people judge because they're evil, and they're trying to make themselves feel better by judging others, but they're lost and their hearts are wicked. And when you don't
building up anger.
Yeah, when you don't judge, it doesn't mean when you don't judge, you're not disagreeing or agreeing with the issue. You understand the issue, and above all things, you need an understanding.
How would you respond to the man who dresses as a woman, wearing a low-cut blouse in a public place where children are coming and going?
I would have to be in that situation before I can determine how I would react to the situation. It's always right to have a wait-and-see attitude, because you don't know what you would do in the moment. You know what I mean? So it's always best to have a wait-and-see. And then, like you said, well, what would you do if the man would dress in dress in the library with children coming in and out? The question should be, how can the parents are okay with those children belong to those parents? They don't belong to you. Why would you be bothered by it? Period. They're not your children, and you're not responsible for them at all. So why would you be bothered by that?
Well, the lesson was really effective after I allowed time to understand it. That was what you were trying to teach last Sunday, wasn't it? That
yes.
People getting all upset about Epstein case when there's so many things.
The people are not there. What it is, they love gossip. They love to feel like somebody else has problem, so they can feel alive and forget and feel good about their own misery, right? And so they don't care about Epstein or his file or anything. But the idea that they want to know exactly what he did so they can judge him and feel good about their own misery. And they think it's important, quote unquote, most important, and it's not. Because it's not going to do it. Other than the gossip aspect of it, they're still going to be miserable. They still have to go out and find groups to identify with. They still going to have evil hearts. They still got to get up and go to work if they work. It's not going to change anything. The country's still falling apart, except for the Great White Hope is saving it. And it's not going to change anything about their lives. They'll just have juicy gossip in their mind so they can feel better, but it just make them worse.
And there is so much to work on in my own heart.
100%. It takes a lifetime. Have you dropped your anger?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably in the past be angry as a taxpayer for the management for having done this thing to put right in everybody's face, for misguided social change reasons. But now I guess I have room to feel compassion for this 6'3", 6'4"
Right
tall man with a 5 o'clock shadow and chest hair coming out of his.
If you don't judge him, you will have the right kind of compassion. Do you have anger?
Not as much.
Do you have anger?
I don't think I have anger as much as I used to.
Do you have anger?
I guess I have anger.
Do you have anger?
What I'm angry. Not right now.
Do you have anger?
Yeah, I guess I have to say yes.
And why don't you drop your anger? Why do you hold on to it?
I guess because I want to feel better about myself so I can project.
But you're never going to feel better about yourself. The stuff you feel better about is false, is all evil.
Say that again?
Breaking news. Hulk Hogan has died. He did, according to a news report, TMZ. Hulk, may his soul rest in peace. He's the guy that supported Trump, right? Is that the guy that was out there changing shit out?
Yep, he supported Trump.
He was at the convention.
Yeah, he was 71 years old, they say. Well, may his soul rest in peace. But why don't you drop your anger, though, and just be free?
And just be what?
Free.
Free.
Uh-huh.
No reason not to.
And so why don't you do it?
It's just such a new idea, I guess.
What's a new idea?
To drop the anger and have that be the door opening to freedom.
And I promise you, it will open your door and give you total freedom.
I believe you.
So you got to drop it, and the way you drop it by forgiving your mother for recreating her image. The anger that you have is that of your mother, and you became like her. Because it's not normal for men. Any man that has anger is a woman. He has his mother thoughts and emotions. But look, if you like, call me back on this tomorrow. I got to run because of time.
Okay, thanks for taking the call, Jesse.
Absolutely. Thanks for the call. Amazing. Super chat.
Nice.
Super chat.
Super chats. Fazul says Americans, not Americans. Happy White History.
Happy White History Month. Thank you.
And Cloud Bops said, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. That's how I heard about it.
May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who did?
Cloud Bops.
Thank you, Cloud Bops. Oh, amazing.
Tin Man 801, happy Pioneer Day, Jesse and crew. Very nice.
Amazing. Thank you. White History Month.
I didn't know.
Me either.
Ken says, a girl told me last night she thought I was in her world. I told her, H-E double toothpicks, no, the world is hell. She got so mad she hung up. Ain't talked to her since. What the? Amazing.
Nice. Just wish her well and let her go.
AKP says, oh, Lord, not ARDENE, Lord.
ARDENE, hub on me again.
She's like, have a good day.
ARDENE is a mess.
Indeed.
Amazing. Thank
Shout
you.
out. These baby boomers callers are just pathetic today, says Elijah.
What? No, a mess.
Facts.
Thank you.
Trump running cover for Jays on White History Month.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pastor Chatelet with some gold pills. Jerome, a beta male who loves Black History Month and is big mad White History Month exists, which is why we have White History Month, LOL, says Pastor Chatelet.
Happy White History Month. What are Jays?
Jews.
What?
Jews.
Oh, amazing. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's one I could tell. Pastor Chatelet says 111 gold pills. Jerome seems to miss that the straight white man is under attack. Therefore, White History Month is Men's History Month, and even Straight History Month makes sense. Cope.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Elijah says JLP looking like a Patriot Dijon mustard bottle. Yeah, that's true. It does remind me of the Dijon mustard, or one of those mustard bottles.
I must have been insane.
The bright yellow. ALL, even strangest man world is afraid of his wife. The strongest man in the world is afraid of his life, says ALL.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony says, ain't no women like the one I got. 4 tops.
Oh, no, they don't come better.
Great song.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony, my town, New Jersey, 98% white, now 98% black. Crime way up.
Oh, man.
Terrible. Stephanie, no one comes
Where's
to the...
that town?
That was in New Jersey somewhere.
What a mess.
Stephanie says, no one comes to the Father except through me.
I rest my case. Thank you, Bible Thumper Thursday.
And we'll have to read the rest of these later, guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you all. Amazing. Wow. What a Bible Thumper Thursday. Roger out of California, Brady out of Arizona, the calls that are coming in, I'm out of time. Tomorrow's Open Live Friday. Hate coming up now. He has a guest. And then the American Anchor Baby. Bye.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.